In this video, potatoes a la Burton, your new favorite roasted potato technique you didn't even know you needed in your life. A one-pan wonder that completely eliminates the two-step cooking process. Burton Potatoes guarantees a creamy interior with a beautifully browned exterior and robust potato flavor every time. Now here I'm using Yukon Gold potatoes and I'm peeling down the skin. I've used russets and red potatoes and sweet potatoes. All of these potatoes work, but the Yukon Gold, unlike the other potatoes, gives you a beautiful creamy interior with that golden brown exterior that is so enjoyable. And I'm cutting this into quarters lengthwise and then cross-cutting into eighths and then place into a good nonstick pan. And emphasis on good. If you don't have a good nonstick pan, then you are going to have a bad time with this recipe. Slicing up some shallots because, hey, I like shallots. And I'm also going to mince up some garlic. Now, this is where you can really customize this approach. You can mince garlic, you can mince shallots, you can add in some bell peppers, onions, whatever you really like. This is all universal. And then here I'm adding some dry herbs as well, some dry oregano, dry basil, some red chili flake for a little bit of a kick. And once I have my aromatics and chunk potatoes in the nonstick pan, I'm going to cover with some cold water and then place a few pats of butter right on top. Turn your stove temperature to high and bring to a simmer. Now here, I'm going to squeeze in the juice of half a lemon. You can do this before it comes to a simmer. The reason why I'm doing it now is because simply I forgot. But the acid in the lemon is going to add a good flavor, help to cut through the richness of this dish. But more importantly, the acid in the lemon juice is setting the natural pectins in the potato, just like it does when you use it in making a jam or a jelly. And that set pectin on the surface of the potato is going to help to hold the potato together so it doesn't completely crumble apart on us during the simmering process. Now what's happening here is the potatoes are releasing their flavor into this water and also their starch into this water, and we're going to continue to reduce this until it forms a glaze. Now traditionally, to cook these potatoes or to roast potatoes, you would first blanch them in a large pot of water, and that's going to dilute the potato flavor. You're going to lose some of that to your blanching water. So here we are covering the potatoes with water, reducing down until the water completely dissipates and it forms a glaze with the natural starches released from the potatoes. Now, anyone who has glazed root vegetables before is recognizing this technique that we're doing right now. Now, because this glaze that is forming is rich in starch, in fact, it's the starch that's thickening this glaze in the first place, it's going to cling to the potatoes, give it a coating that helps it to actually brown and crisp up when we roast it in the oven. But you can also see it's pretty sticky. So if this was in a traditional pan or if you're using a non-stick pan that's beaten up and seen better days, then all this stuff is going to stick to your pan and you're going to have a sticky mess on your hands and you're going to be cursing my name and throwing things around the kitchen. And I warned you to use a good non-stick pan. Now, once the glaze is pretty much completely reduced and just clinging to the potatoes, the bottom of the pan is pretty dry, you're going to place this into a 425-degree oven and roast for about 20 minutes or until they look something like this, a medium golden brown. Now here, you can eat them as is. You can continue to roast them to get them more crispy, or you can do a little finishing magic by adding some shredded cheese right on top to make these a little bit more like breakfast potatoes or cheesy breakfast potatoes. Some sliced scallions or any fresh herb of your choice at this point. Pop it back in the oven just to finish the browning and to melt the cheese. And voila, there you go, potatoes a la Burton, a fantastic one-pan wonder that's extremely easy and approachable. We cut out that whole cooking and blanching and chilling step before roasting. And look at this end result. I promise you are going to really impress people with this cooking technique. And it is highly customizable. Remember, this technique is just you putting potatoes in water, covering them, bringing it to a simmer, forming that glaze, and roasting it. One pan, one shot, super easy. Add any aromatics that you like. Ketchup is optional, but delicious. Now you know what time it is. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you didn't like this video, then I would really encourage you to seek help, because if these potatoes don't bring you happiness, maybe nothing ever will. See you guys in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.